Morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have Juli Inkster here, 1 under par 71 in pretty tough conditions. It must have been difficult out there this morning, was it?
Yeah, it was, and it's starting off number one. It was kind of a completely different wind that we played yesterday, so it was dead into us. I got off to a kind of a rough start. I bogeyed 1 and 2 from the middle of the fairway. I 3-putted number 2, but I made a good birdie on 3, and that kind of just settled me down. And I hit a lot of good shots out there. I drove the ball pretty good out there. A few missed clubs, but that's gonna happen out here. So, and I putted reasonably good. So, it was. I was bitching about the 6:40 tee time, but I'm loving it now. So.
Did you actually think? Were you annoyed when you saw that?
No,
because it's very often a good tee time in this country.
I was very happy when I shot the 6:40 tee time. I wasn't happy with the alarm setting, but I was happy with it.
Questions, please. We have the mic as usual.
What was the hardest part of conditions, and how much do you have to control ball flight?
Well, it's into the wind shots, the cross shots. It's the spit and rain, trying to keep everything. So I played in the Pro-Am on Tuesday with some members here, and it was blowing sideways and it was raining, and they were just so calm and just like they just do it every day, and I'm like cleaning my grips and I'm running around, and so I tried to, when it started to really rain and stuff out there, piss and to the right and to the left, and I just said, just stay calm, just because they just seem to have it down. And the sideways wind and trying to pull the right club is tough. I mean, you got 130 and you're thinking about 6-iron, and it's just hard to get yourself to really commit and swing at it. Oh, I played with a couple members here, and they had the rain gloves and the Gore-Tex hat and the umbrella over the clubs, and it just was not even a worry to them. And over here, I'm trying to find a dry towel, and my clubs are all wet. They just have it down to a science here.
In these conditions, your experience must come into it quite a lot, I would have thought.
Well, I kind of knew starting out that the scores aren't going to be that low. You just got to try to get the ball in the fairway and play from there. Try to manage your bad shots, and that's what I did today.
Julie, presumably you suffer from jet lag when you come over in a week like this, and then you have to suddenly get up at 4 in the morning or whatever. Just sort of, how do you cope with all that?
Well, before kids, I could sleep in forever. I don't really sleep in that much anymore anyway. So, it's really only an hour and a half earlier than I usually get up. So, I'll definitely take a nap this afternoon. So, it's to me, jet lag, it's a lot more mental. You just got to get into the time zone and go. You just can't think about it. And that's kind of what I do.
Julie, Laura's in here yesterday, and we were just asking about how she keeps going, and she sort of expressed the viewpoint that if she practiced as hard as some of these kids do now, she wouldn't still be going at this age. Can you just talk about that and whether you have any views on that? Yeah,
she never practiced, so that's Laura. But that's Laura, and she plays. The thing with Laura, I want to say 10, 15 years ago, she would play 40, 45 tournaments a year between playing over here and playing in Asia and playing our tour. So, you can't practice and you can't put the time in if you're going to play that many tournaments. I've really never played. I think the most, I've probably played 25 to 28 a year. And I practice a lot. But I like to practice, and I think that again, I don't think Laura likes to practice. So she's more of a just get up there and hit it field player, and I got to kind of have a map what I'm trying to do.
Do these kids now beat more balls on the range than you do? Or?
Oh yeah, and they have their teacher every week. I didn't even have a teacher probably for the first 4 years of my golfing. I just got up there and played, you know, and you know, all the young kids now, they're just great swings, or, you know, everything's on plane, and they're strong and they're athletic, and you know, it's just different. The equipment, video equipment, everything, it's just different when I started, and you know, I think it's definitely more of a business now than it was when, you know, I mean, even though, you know, it was our job, it wasn't as high tech, mano as it is now.
And as hard as they work and as intense as it is now, can you see that the longevity will be there for their career than it was for you, or will there be a burnout?
Yeah, I really, I mean, I would be very surprised if someone like a Paula Creamer or a Morgan Prussell played to their 50. You know, they're going to make so much money that they're not going to need to. You know, and I've never really played for the money. I played because I love the game. But you know, they've got to find. You got to keep finding ways to have the desire to play. And I've always had that. I've never had to try to find it. And I think a lot of these kids growing up, because they have started. I mean, I didn't start till I was 15. A lot of these kids have started when they're, you know, 6, 7, 8, and they've been through, you know, the academies and, you know, the U.S. juniors, and it's just a lot of pressure on them. You know, I never had that at all. So it's just different eras, and you know, I would be shocked if any of those girls played past 30, 35. I mean, look at Lorena, look at Annika. I mean, you know, it's hard.
But that's a worry for the ladies gaming there, because you get these heroes or these heroines, and then they're there and then they go quickly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think a lot of it too. The problem is you know, there's really nowhere for us to go after we quit playing. You know, the men had the senior tour, and they all seem to can't wait to get out there. You know, 3 days, no cut, drive a cart, you know, have a pro-am here and there. And so they keep playing because they want to get there. Here, it's like there's really nothing else to do. You know, you once you quit here, where do you go? Where do you go play? And you know, I like to play, so that's why I'm still out here. So, I mean, it's hard. I mean, but again, most of the kids that play on the PGA Tour, they all go to college. You know, here, you know, a lot of them aren't going to college, and so you know, that's 4 more years out here than the kids that go to college. And plus, I think it's easier to get out on our tour than it is the men's tour. So it's like a lot of them don't even get out there till they're 30, you know. And then they have their careers and stuff, and so all of a sudden they're 42. Now they're saying, well, I got 8 more years to the senior tour, so they keep playing. You know, out here, you know, we got a 15-year-old that finished second last week. You know, so it's just different. It's different tours, and you know, I don't know how to change that. It's just the way it is.
Do you have an end date in sight? Do you have a certain time period you're going to play for, or is it just take it as it comes?
I just take it as it goes. I've told Ron about 10 times I'm retiring next year, and so I don't even say anything anymore. I just, yeah, he's written it 10 times too. So I just, you know, like I said, I mean, if there was another place to play, you know, I would probably play there. But this is the only place I know, and I love the game, and I just don't want to quit. So this is where I play.
Ron keeps telling us he's retiring too, so. I know Laura said yesterday, she hinted at what Tom Watson did last year at Turnberry, and he was 59. And Laura seemed to suggest that she could see herself doing the same thing at 59.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Can you?
Watson doesn't play because he has to play. Watson plays because he enjoys the game, and he enjoys competing, and you know, it's not the end of the world if he plays good, and it's not the end of the world if he plays bad. He just enjoys being out there, and that's how I look at it. I mean, I enjoy being out there. I enjoy being with the young kids, you know, giving them grief, and you know, but yeah, I mean, I don't see why you should have a time limit on when you can play and when you can't play.
Would you ever like to get an invite to play among the men seniors? Oh, golly.
Whoa.
dangerous pastime,
Yeah.
sitting down.
No, I don't want to go there. It's just, no.
Would you like to see mixed events at all?
Yeah, I'd love to see mixed events.
Oh,
Yeah.
at senior level?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Do you think there's room for
I'll
that?
take Freddie. It would be great. Yeah.
Talking to Nicholas's boy when he was on the bag and won the Masters at 46, he said that his dad and Watson said the same, that as you get older, it's actually not the physical side, but the mental stamina that's harder. Is that
Yeah.
something you find?
I definitely think so. You know, I just think you got a lot more demons in your head than you do at 22. You know, shots that you missed or shots you think about. But I also think at 46 or 50, wherever I'm at, I appreciate it more. You know, I really enjoy what I do, and I enjoy, shooting one under in the first round of the British Open. I mean, it's fun. It's great. Probably 10 years ago, I wouldn't even thought about it. But now, I appreciate, good rounds, and I appreciate things that I get to do now that probably I didn't appreciate 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because we've been seeing the older players do very well in links golf, both in the men's and the women's. Laura's having a good round as well, and I just wondered if there was an element that your generation was more self-taught in a way, and so when conditions are different than you experience and the wind are different, you're more able to adapt than the younger players who may be more stereotyped.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like I kind of feel like you got to play well. You got to hit the ball well to play well. I mean, it doesn't matter your experience. I mean, I could have all the experience in the world and drive it all over the lot and shoot 80. It doesn't matter. I mean, you got to. I think, what you're trying to say is maybe the things don't get to us as much as they do to the younger players.
You were less coached by numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was more coached by feel, and it's like when my swing gets off. I'm not real technical. I just got to find a swing, a feel. Once I get that feel, I'm off. But sometimes it takes me a while to get that. These girls are taught by numbers. You one position, you two position, you three position, and it's different. I mean, it'd be interesting if we had videotapes. 20 years ago would have been like, but we didn't, and we just kind of just went out and played. That's how I learned to play. I just played every day.
Sorry, this is now going on, but can you put that feel into words?
The feel on my swing?
When you've got the feel in your swing,
Yeah.
if you had to write a sentence about it, would you describe it?
Butter. Because when I hit a good shot, it feels like butter. I don't know. It's just a feeling I have. It's someone say, well, you might be, not bringing it too far from the inside, but I don't feel that. It's just kind of a swing feel. I can't put it in words. But when it goes well, it's really nice. It doesn't go well that often, though.
Thank you very much.